What's up, YouTube fragrance family? Tommy with Studio Sins here. Welcome to a brand new day and video. Today we're going to be talking about a fragrance that's taken me a while to get my hands on it, the Emporio Armani flanker of Stronger With You. It is Stronger With You Tobacco. If you're like me and really curious about this particular flanker, then stay tuned because we're going to look a lot more closely at it. Got that and more coming up, so stay tuned. Welcome back, guys, to my first impressions of Emporio Armani's Stronger With You Tobacco. I think tobacco is one of those notes that's best used in men's fragrance when it's used subtly. There are exceptions like Mancera's Red Tobacco. There's nothing subtle about this atomic tobacco fragrance. But I think those fragrances such as Dolce & Gabbana The One and all of the really good flankers of The One that have that tobacco note in it is a good example of tobacco appropriately used, especially The One Intense, in men's fragrance. And I'm hoping that's going to be the case for Stronger With You Tobacco. Great combination of chestnut, vanilla, tobacco to come together with a lightly sweet, gourmand, masculine fragrance that can be worn in cooler weather or become your new signature scent. But first, before we talk more about the formula, about the notes, what it smells like, the aroma, let's take a little bit closer look at the presentation. It does say exclusive edition at the top, exclusive or limited, basically the same thing. The box itself is a dark, almost a maroon red with gold highlights. Stronger With You Tobacco is in gold. Emporio Armani says 100 ml at the bottom, 3.3 fluid ounces. It is an eau de parfum or EDP concentration. On the top of the box is the Emporio Armani logo. The sides of the box just have gold stripes. The back of the box has the ingredients listing, address information, some various stickers, the UPC, and a very small QR code, it looks like. On the bottom of the box, pretty much the same. It's got a distribution information, some other various stickers, and on how to recycle. The bottle itself looks near identical to Stronger With You Amber, although it is a darker, whereas Stronger With You Amber is kind of leaning on the orange side of things. Stronger With You Tobacco is leaning on the maroon side of things, but you can still see through the glass. You just replace the word amber with tobacco, and there you have it. So we're not going to really say a lot about the presentation because, again, looks exactly the same. Nominal changes in color and just that one word, and that's pretty much it. This is Stronger With You Amber and Stronger With You Tobacco together. You can kind of see they're very, very similar, just a small variation in color. The reason I'm bringing that up more than once is it's going to be a factor into how I feel about the fragrance in terms of how it smells. Because not only does it look very similar, it actually smells very similar. To a degree, every flanker of a pillar fragrance has kind of a built-in redundancy. So it's going to smell very similar to the original with some slight deviations according to whatever note they're trying to highlight. And that's the case with Stronger With You Tobacco. Its classification is that of a sweet, woody, aromatic, or even a sweet gourmand fragrance, you could say. It kind of fits a couple of different fragrance families. It's sweet, woody, aromatic, warm, spicy, fresh, spicy, soft, spicy, vanilla, amber, balsamic, tobacco. It could fit any of those families or any combination or variation of those families fairly well. Before we get into some of those differences and what it actually does smell like, though, what are the notes that make up the fragrance? Stronger With You Tobacco features top notes of black pepper, cardamom, pink pepper, elemi, and sage, with heart notes of tobacco, chili pepper, chestnut, and cinnamon leaf, resting on a base of guaiac wood, bourbon vanilla, benzoin, and amber. Getting some other stats, we'll say, out of the way, it is an EDP or eau de parfum concentration. Although you could wear it anytime, I think it's best utilized at nighttime in the cooler climes. So it's going to be a spring, winter, and fall kind of fragrance. Definitely not a warm weather kind of fragrance at all. As an eau de parfum concentration, you can expect it to last 8+ hours. All of the Stronger With You line have really good longevity. It's going to be at least average to just above average. Now, the difference in Stronger With You Tobacco and Stronger With You Amber is that this is going to be just a bit more smoky in the dry down. They're very similar in the open. Very similar in the mid. A little bit more smoky in the mid to the dry down. And so the resinous, warm resinous feel increases in the amber and decreases in this. And it is replaced with more of a light smoky kind of background that is the tobacco. But it is not a tremendous tobacco. There's not a ton to say about Stronger With You tobacco that hasn't already been said about each iteration, about each flanker. It's pretty much the same. In fact, I would actually posit that if you own Stronger With You amber, you do not need to buy Stronger With You tobacco unless you're a completionist, unless you're a hobbyist and you actually want to complete your collection. Then, because it is an exclusive edition. The same applies if you own Stronger With You tobacco and you don't have Stronger With You amber, you don't really need this. And I'm holding it backwards. However, and it kind of surprised me because I never thought I would say this, I actually like the Stronger With You amber a bit more than the tobacco. Only because the tobacco isn't as upfront as I wish that it were. I wish they were highlighting the note of tobacco a bit more than letting it appear suddenly in the mid and in the dry down. You know, you do still continue to smell that light smoky tobacco, but it's not as fresh or as pungent or piercing of a note that I wish that it were, like it is in Dolce & Gabbana The One. You can automatically tell there's this really nice midline kind of fresh. And when I say midline, I don't mean like an old dry tobacco or a fresh green tobacco. It's somewhere in the middle. So again, there's no need in kicking a dead fragrance horse, I guess. Pretty much a casual wear fragrance, though you can wear it on special occasions. Owing to the fact that it's an exclusive edition, not everybody's going to be out there wearing it. Christmas time, somewhere where there's cooler weather and there's gatherings would be great. Thanksgiving would be an appropriate time to wear a light gourmand fragrance like this. The sweetness kind of dissipates a little bit faster in the tobacco exclusive edition than it does the amber. It sticks around a little bit longer in the amber and other flankers. The smokiness of the tobacco kind of negates some of that sweetness. And that's good news for those guys out there that don't like sweet fragrances. This is sweet to a point, then it kind of goes away. This can be picked up at discounters. You're going to pay over $100 even at a discounted rate. Again, because it is an exclusive edition, it's not something that's going to be around all the time. It's like, you know, pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks. You can only get it for a certain amount of time and then it goes away until they re-up on stock and maybe the price will lower. Get it while you can just in case it does disappear and stay gone. That often happens with exclusive editions as well. Emporio Armani has made a fantastic line. It is a great fragrance. I don't think any of the line are redundancies. Each one has a little bit of personality that it shows on its own, making it worthy to own. But in this case, I will say, if you have the amber, you don't need the tobacco. If you have the tobacco, you don't really need the amber. I really enjoy this. I wish it was just a bit more upfront and in your face and a little bit fresher in terms of the tobacco and a little bit less of a background smoky. I think tobacco is such a great note. It doesn't ever need to be relegated to a background player unless that's how the fragrance is advertised. And in this case, tobacco is supposed to be the highlighted note, but we just get that whole resinous sweet chestnut. And then in the background, there's that smoky tobacco saying, hey, I'm back here, don't forget about me. It's a very rich, enjoyable gourmand fragrance, but there are some of the line that are a bit better. Even Stronger With You amber is just a bit better than the tobacco. But I can't hate it for any of that. I do really enjoy wearing it, and I think you will too, but definitely give it a try if you have a friend that has a sample, if you can get a hold of a sample before you go all in and purchase it. And again, only do that if you are a collector and you absolutely must have it. Otherwise, if you have the amber, you're good to go. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in to today's video, my first impressions. And if you do own this fragrance or any other versions, let me know which is your favorite Stronger With You, and let me know what your thoughts are of Stronger With You tobacco. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. As always, thank you so much for your continued support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video review.